Welcome back to Breathtaking and our final episode commemorating Holocaust Remembrance Day. You may recall that our previous podcast featured a black and white photograph of six young Holocaust survivors, their tattooed arms intertwined in friendship. Today's episode features my friend Geula Twersky's brilliant recreation of that black and white photo. Besides adding muted colors, in a stroke of genius, she replaced the tattooed numbers on the six young Holocaust survivors' arms with six words from the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 26. Hamotzi b'mispar tzva'am lechulam b'shem yikra. He who brings forth the stars in their multitudes calls each one by name. Yes, to the Nazis we were just numbers, but to the Almighty, each human being, like each star, has a name. If you'd like to see this and other works of art by Geula Twersky, I invite you to check out her website, geulaart.com, GEULAART.com. Just as the artwork attached to the past two episodes reflect a change from black and white to pastel, this final roller coaster episode features a transition from the Holocaust to finding meaning in its aftermath. Two songs will help me to highlight that transition. One is complex, one is simple. Both are profound. First, please listen to Al Em Haderech, dazzling words by the legendary poet Natan Alterman, melody by Naomi Shemer, performed by the Israeli Navy's entertainment troupe. Written in 1947, when the British government was still blocking Jews, including Holocaust survivors, from entering their homeland, Alterman's richly layered poem tells three interspersed stories told by a mother to her child. Two are about a tree, and one is about a boat making a perilous journey under cover of darkness toward the Holy Land. With deep gratitude to my husband, Michael Levy, my niece, Miri Gold, my cousins, Hanan and Nadav Kaspi, and especially my friend Moshe Silbershine, here is the song's translation. At the crossroads, a tree stood bowing down. Sleep, my son, the night has come, a stormy night on the water. Hush, child, the boat on its side leans from a tempestuous wind. At the crossroads a tree stood, no bud or fruit upon it. To this tree long ago, my son, your mother's father came, and in the tree the shade of night lamented, and a branch he did not move. Your mother's father nestled his head against the tree, his face toward Jerusalem. Weeping, he lifted his voice in the afternoon mincha prayer with his God in tandem. To this tree your father, my son, was tied, bound with rope, with an iron bar and a whip. They struck him, my son, and in the heat his life breath ascended. And when he was red as fire, the whip sharper than a sword, your father dropped silently to the ground at mincha time with the coming of evening. He dropped slowly from his altar, his face toward Jerusalem. Hush, child, the boat on its side is bowing under, kissing the water. The boat on its side is bowing under, but going up, it bears its anchor's claws. At the crossroads, a tree was chopped down, and it became a boat's mast. Hush, child, the gate of glory will open for the boat's mast. Today, it too is a pillar of prayer. Today, it too is an altar. At the crossroads, a tree stood, no longer bowing down. Hush, child, the boat is on its side. yet its oar, rushing landward, splits the sea.
על אם הדרך עץ עמד נופל אפיים, נומה בין הלילה רד, ליל סער על המים. ילד הספינה לצד, נוטה מזעף רוח, על אם הדרך עץ עמד, אין ציץ ואין תפוח. אל זה העץ אי פעם בן אבי אמך הגיע, וצל ערבית בעץ קינן, ובד הוא לא הניע. כבש בו ראש אבי אמך, פניו לירושלים, נשא בבכי תפילת מנחה, עם אלוהיו בשניים. אל זה העץ אביך בן, נקשר עקוד בחבל, ברזל ושוט היכו בן, וחם תימר ההבל. וכשהיה כאש אדום, השוט החד מחרב, צנח אביך ארץ אדום, לעת מנחה עם ערב. צנח ממזבחו לאט, פניו לירושלים, ילד הספינה לצד, קוראה נושקת מים. קוראת הספינה על צד, עולה שלופת ציפורן, על אם הדרך עץ נכרת ויהי לתורן. הסילת שער התהילה, לתורן ייפתח, הוא גם היום עמוד תפילה, הוא גם היום מזבח. על אם הדרך עץ עמד, ולא ייפול אפיים, הסילת הספינה על צד, חותרה בוקעת מים. על אם הדרך עץ עמד, ולא ייפול אפיים, הסילת הספינה על צד, חותרה בוקעת מים.
This masterpiece has so many intertwining threads. The child's two ancestors at the same tree, both of them facing Jerusalem, the tree bowing down, just like the boat when on its side, and of course, the tree and the boat sharing a destiny, with its wooden mast proudly upright, bringing mother and child to their homeland. Alterman's poem deserves at least an hour of analysis. Perhaps we will return to it in a future podcast. But for now, I have a request. If you have any insights to share about the poem, please email me at breathtaking.podcast@gmail.com. Our episode, exploring the quest to find meaning in the Holocaust's aftermath, concludes with Aaron Razel's English rendition of The Holy Hunchback, based on a true story famously told by Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach.
Some years ago I was walking down the street in Tel Aviv. I saw an old man, he was sweeping the streets. His eyes were filled with grace, his body was all broken. A special light was shining from his face. I approached him and said, Shalom Aleichem. He replied as in the shtetl, Aleichem Shulam. I continued in Yiddish, Mein Sissi, sweet brother Jew, would you tell me, where are you from? When he said I'm from Piaseczna, it was like a bomb went off inside me. Never had I met a survivor from that town. As a child, did you ever see Rebbe Clonimus Kalman, I asked. Of course, he said, one doesn't forget his childhood Rebbe. When I was 11, I got to Auschwitz. They thought I was 17 and sent me to the labor camps. Now I've got no one, I am alone in this world. He went on sweeping the streets. Promise me you'll remember this forever. The greatest thing in the whole wide world is to do someone else a favor. I told him, my friend, I heard so much of Rebbe Kalman. Can you tell me some Torah wisdom you learned from him? He looked at me and said, do you really think after Auschwitz there is something that we still can remember? And how can I ever describe how beautifully we welcomed the Shabbat? We danced and danced, all the children around the Rebbe. Oh yes, there's one thing I do remember. He used to tell us again and again, I'll remember this for the rest of my life. He said, promise me you'll remember this forever. The greatest thing in the whole wide world is to do someone else a favor. The greatest thing in the whole wide world is to do someone else a favor. Camps when I realized my whole family was gone in flames. It was a dark night, I thought to put my life to an end. Then I heard the Rebbe's voice echoing in my ears. Remember, do a favor for someone else. You know how many favors you can do at night in Auschwitz. Broken people all around, then more arrive. I sat all night listening, giving them empathy and love. I guess that's how I survived. Kinderlach, children, oh sweet precious Kinderlach. Promise me you'll remember this forever. The greatest thing in the whole wide world is to do someone else a favor. The greatest thing in the whole wide world is to do someone else a favor. Even to this day, sometimes I feel my life has no purpose. I go into the sea, his voice comes in my ears. Kinderlach, remember, the greatest thing in the world. You know how much good the world needs today. children, oh sweet precious king of love. Promise me you'll remember this forever. The greatest thing in the whole wide world is to do someone else a favor. The greatest thing in the whole wide world is to do someone else a favor.
I hope that the two songs featured today, one of dazzling complexity, the other shining with simple faith, have touched your heart. Please join me on Sunday for an episode celebrating Israel's upcoming Independence Day. Signing off for now with a song in my heart.